In the annals of NFL history, few what-if scenarios spark as much debate as the decision by the Miami Dolphins to sign Dante Culpepper over Drew Brees in 2006. This single decision not only altered the trajectory of the Dolphins franchise, but also had a profound impact on the future of college football, particularly at the University of Alabama. The decision and its subsequent ripple effects beg the question: if the Dolphins had signed Drew Brees, would Nick Saban have ever become the legendary coach of the Crimson Tide? As the 2006 NFL offseason unfolded, the Miami Dolphins were at a crossroads. The franchise was in dire need of a quarterback to lead them back to glory. Two veteran quarterbacks were available: Drew Brees, coming off a serious shoulder injury with the San Diego Chargers, and Dante Culpepper, who had also suffered a significant injury to his knee but was coming off an MVP caliber season in 2004. Nick Saban, then head coach of the Dolphins, was faced with a pivotal decision that would shape not only his career, but the future of two football dynasties. Saban, a man known for his attention to detail and risk aversion, ultimately chose Culpepper. The decision was driven by concerns over Brees' shoulder, which some in the Dolphins' medical staff feared would not fully heal. The decision seemed defensible at the time. Culpepper, when healthy, had been one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks, but his knee never fully recovered, and his tenure with the Dolphins was short-lived and disappointing. Drew Brees, meanwhile, signed with the New Orleans Saints, where he would go on to become one of the most prolific quarterbacks in NFL history, leading the Saints to a Super Bowl victory and breaking numerous records along the way. The Dolphins continued to flounder in mediocrity, never finding the franchise quarterback they desperately needed. But perhaps the most significant consequence of this decision was the impact it had on Nick Saban's career. Nick Saban is a name synonymous with college football excellence, but in 2006, his reputation as a college coach had yet to fully take shape. After a successful stint in LSU, where he won a national championship, Saban was lured to the NFL by the challenge of proving himself at the highest level. The Dolphins' failure to find a competent quarterback, however, frustrated Saban's effort to replicate his college success in the NFL. By the end of the 2006 season, with the Dolphins finishing a disappointing 6-10, Saban's patience with the NFL was wearing thin. The allure of college football, where he had full control over recruiting and could mold young players, began to beckon once again. When the University of Alabama came calling with a lucrative offer and the promise of turning around a storied but struggling program, Saban jumped at the opportunity. But what if the Dolphins had signed Drew Brees instead? The answer to that question likely alters the course of both the NFL and college football history. In this alternate timeline, Drew Brees, not Dante Culpepper, dons the aqua and orange of the Miami Dolphins. Brees, despite the initial concerns, recovers fully and begins to transform the Dolphins' offense. Under Saban's disciplined and defensive-minded approach, combined with Brees' leadership and precision passing, the Dolphins quickly become a force in the AFC. With Brees under center, the Dolphins make the playoffs in 2006 and continue to build on that success in the following years. Saban, having found his franchise quarterback, sees the long-term potential of the team and decides to remain in the NFL, committed to bringing a Super Bowl to Miami. The stability provided by Brees not only rejuvenates the Dolphins, but also solidifies Saban's place in the NFL coaching ranks. In this scenario, the University of Alabama's 2007 coaching search takes a different direction. Without Saban in the mix, Alabama might have settled on a different candidate, possibly a lesser-known coach who would have struggled to revive the program to its former glory. The dominance of Alabama football over the past decade, a dominance that has seen 6 national championships under Saban, would likely never have materialized. The decision not to sign Drew Brees did not just alter the fate of the Miami Dolphins, it sent shockwaves through the college football landscape. Saban's return to college football, and specifically to Alabama, ushered in an era of unprecedented success. Under Saban, Alabama became the gold standard in college football, setting the bar for recruiting, player development, and on-field success. Had Saban stayed in Miami, the ripple effects would have been felt across the entire SEC and beyond. The SEC's dominance in college football might have been less pronounced, and programs like LSU, Georgia, and Clemson could have experienced different trajectories without the challenge of toppling the Saban-led Crimson Tide. Moreover, Saban's influence on the game, his emphasis on process, discipline, and relentless pursuit of excellence might have never permeated the sport to the same extent. The decision by the Miami Dolphins to sign Dante Culpepper over Drew Brees in 2006 is a reminder of how a single choice can alter the course of history. In one universe, Saban stays in the NFL, Brees leads the Dolphins to new heights and perhaps even a Super Bowl, and Alabama's football dynasty never materializes. In our reality, however, that decision led to Saban's return to college football and the rise of Alabama as a modern-day powerhouse. The story of Brees, Saban, Culpepper, and the Dolphins is a testament to the unpredictable nature of sports, where the line between success and failure is often razor thin, and the impact of a single decision can reverberate for decades. For more great what ifs like this, subscribe to the 4040 Vision podcast wherever you are watching or listening to this content. You can find us on all the major social media platforms at 4040 Vision Pod.